When y'all gonna do it, man? I didn't know. Oh man, I lost my banners. Okay, those are my banners. Are we live? Is it live?
That's what
We
I
are.
did say to me.
Oh, oh.
Said I
Well, we
don't need
got
to do it with my
zero,
hands.
zero. We wait till some people get in here, man. Oh yeah, it's saying we live. At least wait till one person is a viewer on there. I guess. I
We
don't
had
know.
somebody in the offline chat, but that was 30 minutes ago.
They said y'all took too long.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because it starts to filter through into the YouTube, and then it just happens. You might as well might as well roll on if you
Roll on to it. Okay. All right. All right. Welcome to the Anime Association. I am one of your humble hosts, Shin the Hero, and today we will be doing something I've been wanting to try to do for the longest time. If you guys like this, please say something in the comments down below. That way we be able to be more, wanting to do more of these. Try to set these up, and not only that, maybe a commenter or two could come on to Anime Fights. So what this is, Anime Fights, it's a show that I normally watch. Is by the Screen Junkies. I think the name got changed, but like it was called Movie Fights, and it's a debating show, and that's what this will be. But it's more about anime, so like it's not gonna be. So that's why it's called Anime Fights. Anyway, with all that being said and done, let's meet our gentlemen, or contestants, or fighters, will you say? He is the coolest ball man I had the pleasure of knowing. He's built like a Baki character, and he's probably the biggest Dragon Ball fan I know. It is Kaio Tim times 10.
What up, twin? What up, twin?
What's good? What's good? Times twin. I heard that last time when we was on the same combo.
My
Times
boy.
twin.
My boy.
Next up, we have. He is probably the best member of the Anime Association in my heart when he remembers to invite me to things. He's my brother from around the pond, across the pond. I love him to death. He is the leader of the Ginyu Talk Network, Ginyu Talk G.
Big G. Never the little. Never the little. Big G.
And we
Big
have
G's.
our third and final contestant,
I got it.
our guest. He's probably going to be the dark horse and probably win this whole thing.
The disrespect.
We have Mr. Matt.
Hey, everybody. Big fan. Happy to be here. Let's get
And
it.
fact checking to make sure these boys don't be saying anything or making up shit. We got, I love him to death, my little bro, the cinnamon bun, Old Hunter Rage.
Hi, everybody. I just want you guys to know, no matter what you say, you're gonna be wrong.
Ah,
So, keep that in mind.
nice. Nice.
Hey,
All
right. I didn't
That's
cash it. I
right.
didn't cash app you for no reason, man.
All right.
The
So
fix is in.
let's go ahead and start in round one, shall we? Round one. So with anime becoming mainstream nowadays and everything, and people discovering it every single day and everything like that, I'm asking you guys, what is the most gateway or starter anime? G, give me your opening.
Hunter x Hunter. Who doesn't like an adventure? Everybody loves an adventure. Nice, easy, clean to get. Nice, clean, easy anime to get in. And fun to follow.
Okay, Tim.
My Hero Academia is the best gateway anime to get people in. It's the most accessible and it's the most familiar with its superhero themes, and it's easy to follow the plot, get attached to the characters, and the power system of quirks.
All right, and Matt.
Gotta go with the OG Cowboy Bebop. If we're defining like gateway anime, I'm thinking about people who aren't already in love with the genre. Cowboy Bebop is easily palatable. It already has genres that you would see in real life with film noir, and it came on Adult Swim, so that shit was like forbidden, bro. Like can't top that. Can't top that.
All right, let them fight.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all know now that both of y'all are just completely wrong. Right? I'm gonna let y'all know that right now, and I'm gonna start with Matt first because we never went back and forth when I said Cowboy Bebop was boring. Right? Let's get this right.
Proceed.
Watanabe style is outdated. That episodic stuff is not going to work in this day and age when everything is fast paced and in a cohesive story going back and back and back. And plus, it's a space opera. A lot of people are not into space operas.
Who don't like space, Tim? Name them, Tim. Who don't like space? Everybody loves space.
Yeah,
Spider-Man's
but
been in
space opera.
Everybody loves space, bro.
Hey, you know what? I'm glad you
Everybody
brought up
loves
Spider-Man
space.
because that's a superhero. My Hero Academia has superheroes. Thank
Beautiful
you for
segue.
proving my point.
Beautiful
Right
segue.
then and there,
Beautiful
you
segue.
proved
Beautiful
my
segue.
point.
Hey,
right
and
there.
where do they go? Sometimes in My Hero Academia, space. And what music you playing? Come on, brother. Cowboy Bebop. Look, bro. I know the Watanabe style. You saying it's old school? It's not, because Lazarus, which came out last year,
Which
I'm sorry,
flopped,
2024.
which
Whoa,
flopped,
whoa,
which
whoa,
flopped.
whoa.
Nobody talked about Lazarus.
Don't do that, bro.
Nobody
Don't do
talked
that.
about
The
Lazarus.
normies didn't talk about Lazarus.
Nobody
Us
talked about
refined
Lazarus.
anime watchers.
We stopped talking about Lazarus. We
we
stopped
stopped talking about it by decision, not because it was boring.
Nah, because the episodic take was boring.
No, I'll back Tim up on that one and saying I wouldn't say Watanabe style is outdated. I just feel like today's anime fans just can't.
But
We can't handle a build up.
This is how I won the arguments. You talking about anime fans. The question was, what is the best gateway drug? That means this is a person that is not an anime fan currently. We're trying to introduce them.
I still think I'm convinced that I very much so believe it is Hunter x Hunter. From when you follow Gon and his adventure, you feel part of the journey itself. It's such a fantastic gateway
until they abandoned us and never finished it. So we're not watching that, and I'm not putting my friends through that pain. Cowboy Bebop, you get a decisive beginning, a decisive middle, a decisive end.
Boring.
They never brought it back. You getting remakes, you getting reboots, you getting do-overs, you getting season 2s. Cowboy Bebop said, get in, get on, get out. Perfection.
Yeah, but it's episodic nature. No. It's episodic nature.
It said get in, get out, whatever. Right at the end. You mean
Hunter Hunter drags on way too long.
Lost 3 episodes.
Gon's dad took him to the top of that tree and the show never came back, bro. That's what happens in Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter has too much of a learning curve to actually get into it that it would throw non-anime fans completely off.
Sorry, you can't comprehend what's happening.
But that's what I'm saying. You needed to be accessible for people to come in. I would rather say Cowboy Bebop than Hunter x Hunter.
Cut the clip.
People
That's it.
in.
So it's
at the end of the day, when you're talking about My Hero Academia, literally has everything that would let you say, I like this type of genre, so let me go look more into that. It has the power system, so then it can lead somebody to go see Hunter x Hunter and understand how power systems actually have rules, right? You're not going to understand that just jumping straight in. You're going to be like, yo, what is this? Like I said before, the Western audience is already primed for superheroes. So you get in there and you understand exactly what it is. It's not too far out of reach for fantasy. It's like we're living in this world, but with superpowers, right?
Yeah, and then
it has the emotional pull that people are going to love.
It doesn't come into play. And we all get superhero fatigue. We need to watch that. We need to watch superhero fatigue. We got superhero fatigue.
No, nobody has. We have bad superhero fatigue. We don't have superhero fatigue. We have bad superhero fatigue.
I got superhero.
My Hero Academia would be the perfect gateway, because everybody already knows superheroes, so it's going to ease them in, and it's going to let them know that it's deeper than just fighting. If you show somebody, if they watch it and then they get up to the whole Ari arc, that's probably they're going to be like, yo, this is what anime can give you. This is peak. This is completely peak storytelling where you have a mystery going on.
Not with where we're at with superheroes. Not with where we're at with superheroes.
No, but but what I'm saying is
oversaturation nation, baby.
No. It gives you the storytelling that people love in anime, but it also opens
What,
up
My
that there's
Hero?
different.
No,
Yes.
how?
I just told you how. The Ari arc with Lemillion and stuff, that is a perfect story
Season
within
three.
there.
So wait,
that if
so
it was
you mean
solo,
in the
you
middle
would
of the
love
whole
it.
series? That's when you get the.
He said it
That's
took
when
him
Middle,
you
years
get
to
it's
the
like
good one.
it's season 3 out of 8. And
So
it's
what
like
happens in
episode-
season 1,
it's like,
2?
what,
So what about
episode
season 1 and
30?
2?
What?
Yeah,
It's
yeah. Oh
still
wait, hold,
good.
hold
It's
on.
still
I'm about
good.
to. Oh, I'm calling
It's still-
ISO.
It's
I'm about to
still
cook.
good.
When
I'm
I was
not
interested,
saying
you
it
know what's
doesn't
funny?
get good until season 3.
All
I'm
right,
saying season 3 going
Aight.
to set it up.
All right. Closing arguments. G, give me your closing.
I mean, I've already said mine anyway, so there's no point in me saying anything more.
Trash.
Really, to be fair, because like I said, you know, superhero fatigue hits, and it's just, and the fact that Tim is saying that you have to wait until season 3 to get Lamille to get a
I
real
never
perfect
said
story.
I never
Mm.
said that. We not running this propaganda around here.
Stop. Tim, give me your closing.
Look, I held a good argument going on. It gets peak. It starts off as peak. I don't know about this Hunter x Hunter high accessibility. Like Matt said, it's not even finished. So we're not even going to worry about that, right? We can abandon that just like the author did, okay? We can leave it right there, okay?
His back hurt, Tim. His back hurt.
My hero's back hurts from holding on, letting people into the gateway. Like, come on, man. It's already been a gateway. My hero has already been a gateway in anime. No, we ain't doing that.
All right, Matt.
Yeah, Geen Freaks took his son to the top of that tree, and we never saw that anime again, so disqualified. And if we're talking about starting gateway animes, you literally have to suffer through the first 3 episodes of My Hero to even like the show. That shit don't get good until Deku gets into UA. When Deku gets into the school, that's when it kicks off. It is a common thread amongst non-anime fans where they usually tell like, hey yo, it starts off a little bit slow, but once he gets into the school, that's when it goes crazy. All my peoples that I know that didn't watch anime that started with My Hero was just like, yo, had you not told me to suffer through him getting into the school, I would have quit. Terrible starter. Cowboy Bebop, I yield my time.
All right. Oh, Hunter Rage. What? Tell me what those facts that were they talking nonsense here?
No, they were being genuine. Except for the I don't know who you've been talking to that hasn't watched anime and didn't look at Cowboy Bebop and was like, you know what? I would be into that. And then nobody's into space operas. Star Wars. Like, there's Star Wars. So, but I understand all the points.
Okay.
We need a non-biased judge, man. We need a non-biased judge. I ain't trying to hear that.
Who do you feel had the stronger argument here?
There's only one right answer. Come on.
Personally, we'll go with Matt.
Come on now.
What's the reason behind it?
Come on.
Because I personally have seen more people get into anime because of Cowboy Bebop than anything else. And I've seen My Hero in particular turn away more people from anime than anything else.
Caparoni. I don't believe that. A caparoni pizza, I do not believe that, man.
He says,
that's some Cowboy Bebop bias going on, man.
All right.
Cowboy Bebop bias.
I was writing down notes and everything like that, and I will say, besides G being quiet majority of the time, y'all didn't really jump on Hunter x Hunter that on bad. He defended his point whenever y'all did pretty well, but Tim did come out the gate pretty strong. I mean, it did like his own opening and everything like that. And Matt, though, I'm gonna have to give the point to Matt for this one, only because one, he convinced me to rewatch Cowboy Bebop, even though I personally think it's not a good starter anime right now. How it is right now. But he did convince me, and he stayed on topic. Like he brought up the question with the question and everything like that. He stayed on like with the question, like what the gateway was, and especially with his closing argument, and then even when he had said it was like as a gateway anime, like he brought up with the gateway anime, like he stayed on brand the entire time.
So you saying I didn't? You saying I didn't, Shin?
No.
What?
Argument.
How it's familiar with Western
argument wise.
That's wild.
Argument wise, he had the stronger argument. So round one.
Say anything.
Round
say
one.
anything about the story.
Round one. Point will go to Matt. All right. Round two.
Appreciate you.
So we're going into round two. Round two. You know, with the popularity contest, I mean the anime awards happening on April 2nd, I want to say, the 2026 for 2025 last year. The nominees have not came out yet. The nominees should be coming out within a couple of weeks where you can go ahead and vote and everything like that. But we're going to be asking what anime of 2025 should be nominated for anime of the year. We'll start things off with Matt.
There's only one right answer. You already know Gachi Akuda is 1000% the anime of the year. This is just my 15 seconds, right? We ain't about to get into it yet.
Yeah. This is your opener.
Yeah, Gachi Akuda, bro. Like just the cultural impact that it had, the fact that they fuck with black people. Winning. Hey, come on now. Gachi Akuda. Give it to him.
All right, Tim.
Lord of Mysteries, easy. It had the best, most compelling story, best power system, best animation. It gave you everything that you need. Lord of Mysteries, easily.
All right, and G.
For me, Clevitus. I think it was one that probably surprised me the most when I watched it, because my hopes were quite low for it. But as soon as I watched it, just everything that was happening in there in terms of the developments and character developments and that happened throughout the series really, really, really had a big impact.
All right, fellas. Go in.
So, fellas, speaking as the round one winner, I'll go first. You know, no, Gachi Akuda for me. Like I had like a spiritual experience watching that show, like on some real shit, like from like just the verbiage of the dubbed cast, like how they like integrate like pop culture and just references. Jabber Walker is one of the greatest characters of any anime ever introduced in a modern era, and I stand on business. Shout outs to Zeno Robinson. But just the reason why for me Gachi Akuda has to win is because we live in like this popcorn era where everybody kind of gets like the microwave takes. Like we get shows that are like, you know, here today, going tomorrow with music. Is anybody talking about the fall off anymore? I don't think that they are. And we love Cole because we don't live with stuff no more. The last time that I remember having an anime where I actually got to like grow with the characters was back in the age of like, because I'm not a one piecer, but like Naruto, Bleach. We haven't got to have an anime in which we got to grow with the characters. And I feel like Gachi Akuda has all the foundations. There's so much lore. We don't know shit about the sphere. We barely know about the surface. We don't really know nothing about Orca. We didn't even find out my boy's last name till the last episode. And then we find out that he's part of like the whole lineage. So we can literally get to see the characters of the cleaners and them like grow up. And I'm like super excited about that. I've been craving an anime to like give me like 5-6 seasons for like years, just so we can like look back and be like My Hero, like Tim so eloquently put, like that was the last anime that we got to like grow with these characters. And I feel like we're to a point now where people we're ready for like longer attention span seeking activities. And Gachi Akuda gave me all of that, baby.
Yeah, man, I don't care about Gachakuchi. I dropped it right after they was flinging shit off of a plunger, man. I'll tell you that much right now. Trash anime, I get it. They was like, but it is borderline trash. Like that was that one scene. Well, that's all it was. There was shit flying around on my TV, and that's all I saw was shit. All right, look. But if we gonna be honest though, Lord of Mysteries really had everything that you need for a story to be strong and set up everything. It opened up the world so much. It gave you a unique setting in the Victorian era. It gave you a strong power system that you need to dive more into. It has the complexities that you really want in a story for real. And I get it. Some people can't follow along because they just think too slow. I get it, right? But if you take a look at it, it gave you the animation, it gave you the character development, it gave you moments where you didn't even know if Klein was even going to make it afterwards. And then on top of that, Matt, you was talking about impact, right? And I understand Gachi Okuda does have impact as far as right now online because of all the memes and everything. But Lord of Mysteries already had an impact before it even became an anime. It was already buzzing with the light novel. So the impact itself, I understand we're talking about anime, but the impact itself carries on. We already see the impact, and we're going to see it even more when we get the movie. And then it's already lined up for 30 episodes next season, where it's going to set up even more stuff.
Well, I'm not too sure what was more confusing with Lord of Mysteries, the story or these dodgy British accents that they had in there that just threw me out of
just like them.
that threw me out of there. That
He
shit
said,
was
"Are you
hella confusing.
projecting?"
That shit was hella confusing. But in terms of for me, Clevitus, it was a story that was really interesting for me in terms of really highlighting the term of, you know, like your overall perception on things in terms of how, you know, people were trying to kill the beast itself, to the beast being asked to take a child, to then him kind of to the beast learning about the human world, to slowly starting to care about what's happening, the rights and wrongs, what humans perceive as right and wrong, what's greed and all of that stuff. It was things that were just overall highlighted in terms of how the human nature is seen in someone else's light, but as well as how it's not everything that we see is not always good nor always bad, that there are actual things that you can learn and find goodness in the evils that exist in the world. And just to the point where, you know, obviously, I don't know, can we say spoilers or?
How about that? It's a crazy place for them to be if they haven't watched these shows.
Yeah,
okay,
we're
cool.
making arguments, so go on
Okay,
ahead.
cool. Yeah. To the point right at the
Wait,
end
I
of
never
the
seen it. I'm just playing. Go ahead.
Yeah, to the point where right at the end of the series, said beast could have gone back to wherever they wanted, but they became so highly invested in the world and decided to stay because they wanted to learn more about the humans as well as fight the fights that they were fighting. Yeah, come on now. Like a lot more exciting and interesting than Lord of Mysteries and Gaia Kikuchi as well.
I get what you're saying, but nothing that you said made me be like, oh yeah, that's that stuff, right? You gave us an overview of the story, okay? Right. Nothing of it. The only thing that really stood out with Clevitus was that filter that they would put on sometimes to make it look like it came from the 90s. Like that was the most standout thing. And I loved Clevitus. I think it was I think it was a breath of fresh air from the isekai fantasy genre, right? Because it gave us fantasy with no isekai. So that was like dope and everything. But compared to Lord of Mysteries, yes, it is an isekai, but everything ties in. Everything has a reason for it. And they're even showing us that like the world itself was set up from the previous transmuter, the other isekai person. And so it's setting up way more mystery. Everything that is setting up for us is way more compelling than what I got from Clevitus, right? I don't think Clevitus didn't do a good job at Clevitus didn't do a good job with his magic system and explain the regalia or the Icar. It did not do a good job at explaining.
How many seasons of Lord of Mysteries are there?
It's one season right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, your shit stink too.
Season two. That's why I stay quiet with that one. I mean,
he thought I was about to say like 12 seasons or something.
I was about to say that. Come on now.
We talk on feelings. I would just like to interject some factual information to this. We all know who the 2022 anime of the year was. Good old Attack on Titan. And who
What?
writes for Gachi Akuda? The same writer that won anime of the year in 2022 with Attack on Titan. And it is also the same writer that also does work for Vinland Saga, which a lot of people herald is probably like
My God,
the best anime that came out there, bro.
Back off of other stuff, man. You
Hey,
trying to
it's
piggyback
talent, bro.
No,
When
no,
LeBron took his talents to South
no,
Beach,
no,
did the
just-
Cleveland Cavaliers
look,
win that championship?
Just because
No.
it was the same
No.
director or whatever
So
doesn't
he got
mean
the
it means
sauce.
the work
He
is
has
on the same
sauce
level,
in
man.
his
Well,
pen.
Well, yeah, as well as
the sauce was off on
in
this
the
one.
pen.
Maybe missing some
Gachi
salt
Akuda,
or
bro.
pepper. Or
Gachi
something.
Akuda with is one
Sauce.
episode. People were foaming at the mouth for that season 2. They already talking about it being like a successor to Soul Eater and Fire Force on that type time.
Season one
Get out
was-
of
Come
here.
on,
No,
brother.
they're only saying that because the mangaka was the
'Cause it's
assistant
Fire.
on Soul Leader and Fire Force or Fire
Also,
Force.
more-
they say that
so
every
more-
they say that
no,
every
no,
year.
no,
They
that
say that
doesn't mean
every
the
year for
story is
every
good,
anime,
though.
every year.
That does not
Yeah,
mean
yeah.
the story
So all
is
the
good.
best workers from the
You're
top animes wanted to,
if you have to piggyback
converge
off of other
on
franchises,
Gachi
it's
Akuda.
not doing good. You're
That's
not
what-
doing
that's what
good if
they
you have to
wanted to
piggyback
do.
off of other franchises.
Lord of Mysteries piggybacks off
sorry.
the genre of mystery. It's in the name.
What? What?
Well, but the overall point here. The overall
That's
point here-
insane.
No, the overall
That was
point here
insane.
is I still look. Clevitus highlighted
Clitoris,
a lot of
yeah. Great show. Great show.
it had good
Clitoris
story
and got your
progression.
coochie? Yeah,
Someone started with one straight opinion for destruction of humanity to the end of actually deciding that they actually don't want to destroy humanity anymore. They went through character progressions, through loads of ups and downs with good action sequences.
Who didn't
throughout-
want to destroy humanity anymore?
Yeah, that sounds like the Founding Titan to me. Ugh, it's
Who didn't
real-
want you?
real
Don't even
original.
understand the story you trying to.
He did what he was gonna
saying.
because they were attacking him and he was gonna wreck everyone. He was just like, fuck it, I might as well blow everything up, basically. And he said, he was only when he was asked to take care of that child where he was told that, look, if you look
And he
after
still wants to destroy humanity. He
Not
still
anymore.
wants to.
by the end of the series, by the end of the series,
No,
by the end
Still
of the
wants
series,
to.
when
He
he
still
figured out
wants
what they
to.
was doing with the fake king and the head that came off and all that, he was just like, "Oh yeah, y'all are trash. Like y'all
Yeah.
are evil as shit."
but he didn't want to destroy it.
He
now.
don't even
He wanted to
understand
find
the
out more.
story.
All right. That is time. Closing arguments, closing statements. G.
You about to pick up where he left off. Do your thing, bro.
I
Go ahead,
wasn't
cook.
expecting you to come to me first. I was trying to cool my thoughts first.
Now get your shit off. Okay,
No,
go
like I
ahead.
said, I've just said it as well. Like I said, it is Clevitus really highlighted things that a typical trait in anime, but this was highlighted in Clevitus about starting at one point, finishing at a different point, learning in between, and your perception being changed slightly, whether for the better, for the worse, but your perception is changed from how you started.
All right, Tim.
Look, man, if you want a series that has action, has emotion, has power systems, has setup, has foreshadowing,
I thought
has
I was
great
got the
animation and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right in the title. Lord of Mysteries is the anime of the year.
Everything that Tim just said times 10 for Gachi Akuda.
Once
I know,
again,
but
you have to piggyback.
You
You have
piggyback
to
up the genre of
piggyback.
mystery, bro.
You
What
have
you
to
talking
piggyback.
about?
All right.
That
All
wasn't
right.
my actual statement. Like, in all earnesty, like if we're talking about stylistically, culturally, visually, like we're talking about like motifs and themes, found family in a world where we're divided more than ever. Who wouldn't need to watch a show about how blood don't make you family, how the people who are part of your village, that's who takes care of you? That's what America is. I yield my time.
So you talking about one piece of trash? That's what you talking about. One piece
All
of
right.
trash.
All right, Mr. Old Hunter Rage
Mhm.
with the facts. What you got for me?
He's getting on Matt's payroll.
You admitted to paying them off at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, there were no glaring what is it? What's the word?
Lies.
Yeah, the one. That's the one.
Even with when they brought up when Matt brought up who wrote this, you didn't.
Oh no, that's
Yeah,
didn't ask- You didn't ask. You didn't ask
I
Google
looked at-
to make sure.
I was like, "Are you sure?" That I looked at it, I was like, oh, "Okay, yeah, he's right."
He's
Yeah.
right. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
all
he's
right,
cool.
all right. Just
You're
check.
welcome.
Just check. And your thoughts, sir, on this little debate on round 2.
Would you believe I came in here kind of biased towards Gachi Akuda, but G turned it around, and now I want to watch Clevatis,
Okay.
whatever it's called.
He don't know the name neither, so I get it. Me and Tim will split that point.
All right. So
How in the world did G convince him with saying the story?
So
That's
I will
insane.
say, with
Thanks, Tim.
with the whole point of the question is which anime of 2025 should have been nominated of the year. I think all three of you did pretty good. This round around, convincing me. G really did convince me. Because I don't know if y'all have noticed, but I've been taking notes. I have to take notes whenever y'all say some wild shit. Anyway,
So the whole thing.
G did knock a couple of points, especially with talking about Lord of Mysteries, like the pacing and then the confusion, like because that was a really big contentious thing about a lot of people were saying. And then as a British man, he knows a British accent, so like you know, like but
He doesn't
G
know the
did,
Victorian accent. He won't.
but G did convince me to watch Clitoris. So like I will have to watch that.
Clevitus.
Now, Matt, he did come in guns blazing with a lot of passion. I really loved his passion. I really did. And he brought out like that. He brought out like a really big old like nuke with the facts and stuff, talking about referencing back 2022 with the Attack on Titan guy, with bringing up Attack on Titan, Vinland Saga, like a very popular series and everything. Like he had bringing up the track record for something like this is that it made it, and then his closing was really good. However, with all that being said, the one who had probably was the strongest was Tim. So like Tim is getting that point for me. Like I said, this was really hard. Y'all did really good, and I also even like y'all let each other talk a little bit in the beginning of there.
It got civil for that round.
It was real civil and everything like that. That was nice. That was nice. But like Tim, he had a really strong. He even also said something about before even G had said something about the pacing issues and the confusion and everything like that. Like he just stayed on track. He convinced me, even though I've read the light novel. He convinced me to watch the show. So like,
He was pandering to the judges.
I like then like you said, I just really liked Tim's argument that entire time. So like Tim gets the point for round 2. So like Tim is now on the board, Matt's on the board. G, you gotta get on the board, man. Now we're going into round 3. Round 3 is going to be, so you know, the term and underrated is a big term in the anime community and in general. I mean, you have a lot of cult classic, a lot of popular anime that just don't see the spotlight it deserves. So, gentlemen, what is the most underrated anime of all time? We'll start with Tim.
So, you know, with the rise of fantasy again, and even isekai, and you go into the more Western fantasies, and that's really what's taken off now. The most underrated anime would be Record of Lodoss War, because it set up everything that we are seeing right now that has that Western fantasy feel, that Tolkien-esque D&D feel. It can trace back to being in anime from Record of Lodoss War, and it's completely slept on, and y'all see why.
All right, Mr. Matt.
Yeah, if we going off of impact, relevancy, longevity, and you know, we live in a capitalist nature, the ability to move merchandise, Beyblades, baby. Let's go, Beybladers.
All right, G.
Yeah, for me, it would be Monster. I think it is an anime that is very underrated due to what people would say. I'd say it's a lack of action, if you will, because it doesn't have the flashy stuff. People don't really rate it too much from what I've seen anyways, hence why it's on my list, but we'll go deeper into that.
All right, well, go ahead, gentlemen, let them fight.
3, 2, 1, let it rip. Stop playing with Beyblades. Stop playing with Beyblades.
How can Beyblade be underrated when it was having such a great run with right alongside Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, and everything else?
I'll tell you,
Tournaments were happening every single place.
How's that?
It's not our fault it fell off. It's not our fault it fell off.
How could it be underrated when people knew the words to the theme song? Picking up speed one another time, going head to head. How is that underrated? How is that?
Yeah, no, I know all of that.
That's not underrated.
I'm gonna tell you exactly why it's an underrated anime. Why it's the underrated anime of all time, because we didn't even give Beyblade its respect of acknowledging it as an anime when it came out in America. We put it in that weird Pokemon Monster Rancher box of Saturday morning cartoons, like Dragon Ball always was anime out the gate, but we didn't really know how to feel about Beyblades. And because it was about peddling toys, capitalism, baby, we just kind of looked at Beyblades as a cartoon. It wasn't until refined. Hey, brother,
but
I
still had its shine. It was a cultural phenomenon.
As a cartoon,
for a little bit.
As a cartoon, what's the question?
It was on. What station? What station was it on? What station was it on?
ABC Family, bro.
It was on Cartoon Network.
Whoa, maybe overseas.
I appreciate
maybe overseas. It was on Cartoon Network.
Maybe your neck of the pond. I guarantee you, fact check it, that in America, Beyblades came on ABC Family, which once then changed into Jetix.
I don't care about what channel it came on. I'm letting you know now, Beyblade at one point in time was running neck and neck with Yu-Gi-Oh,
1000%.
Pokemon, and Digimon.
1000%.
It's not our fault that it fell off. It's not underrated. It's not underrated. It just fell off.
It didn't get let into the anime club until mad years after.
It was
after the original run.
No, just because.
It fell off after season.
Whoa, Beyblade's G Revolution was fire. Don't disrespect the third season, bro.
Man,
With
we
the
got
MS
Robin.
I barely liked Daichi. I barely liked Daichi.
With Gaia Dragoon? What are we talking about, bro? He had the original Luffy scar on his forehead. What are we doing?
But the thing is, it can't be underrated when it had a cultural impact
as a cartoon
back in the late 90s,
as a Saturday morning cartoon, and we did not. So back in the early 2000s, did you hold
you
Beyblade?
Didn't classify it as anime?
Did you?
It doesn't matter. It still had the impact. Yes. I knew what anime was in the 90s and early 2000s.
All right, so let me ask this question. Can you agree that most people at the time in the early 2000s
it doesn't matter because
Beyblades is anime.
It doesn't matter.
Perception
is
reality.
Doesn't matter because it still had a big impact at that point in time.
People are still Beyblading now. People are still Beyblading now.
Unlike Record of Lodoss War that nobody even talks about. We wouldn't even have a free run.
That sound irrelevant. Record of Lodoss War.
That's
what that sound like.
That's completely underrated. We wouldn't even have a free run. Free run pretty much takes it. Oh, we're going to follow afterwards. Matter of fact, Free Run herself is just like Deedlit in a lot of different ways outside of being an elf. Not only that, but it kind of started the whole, like I said before, the whole D&D token-esque Western fantasy being brought into. We wouldn't have major big hits like Jobless or Slime or Free Run. Like I just said, it brought the adventuring party out. It brought the idealistic hero, not the chosen one or the big overpowered stuff. And yeah, we had some of these themes in anime already, but not in fantasy. We mostly saw them in stuff like Gundam in all this stuff, but it also had a magic system that it followed, and it even showed us some type of political conflicts that we weren't getting beforehand. With the serious tone. It predates, whether it's the light novel or the anime, it predates everything that we know about high fantasy, epic fantasy anime that people love. And it does not get talked about at all.
Well, I would probably say Monster doesn't get talked about enough. As I said earlier in my early arguments, because it's one of those animes that doesn't have these flash, boom, bang, bang, but it is such a rich story from start to finish. You know, from how a surgeon tried to do the right thing, what they believed was the right thing by saving a child or two, right? To the point of the fact that that child then grows up to be some absolute madman, one of the scariest people is in anime, but still that doctor is carrying that weight of knowing that the child that he saved is a madman, but also the fact that he had to do his professional courtesy as a doctor to actually save the kid, right? That shit don't get talked about enough. It doesn't get talked about enough as an anime that has such a rich story, you know, like.
But what did it influence?
But
what did Monster influence for it to be completely underrated? What did it influence as of today that you can say, oh, at least 3 series are directly inspired by Monster? What did Monster actually influence besides it not being talked about as a story? We can talk about a lot of series that don't get talked about, but if you're talking about series that are completely underrated, they have to have some type of influence within its genre. Monster does not have that. I'm sorry, it just does not have that.
Monster. Because what Monster displayed was that. What Monster displayed was that compelling storytelling in anime can be done without the need for anything that pertains to supernatural elements, to fantasies and every other thing. An actual story that is compelling enough, right, can make a fantastic anime. And it doesn't get talked about.
Isn't Monster critically acclaimed? Like that's underrated. Like, isn't it like lauded as like a masterpiece? Like I've only ever heard people say great things about Monster.
When people watched it, yeah, okay, cool, fair enough. But
also people are watching it, not underrated.
No, people are not watching it.
Do you know how you can watch
people are not watching Monster? Let's not lie. Let's not lie here.
Do you know, talking about underrated? Do you know how you can watch Beyblades? Now, Monster's on Netflix, by the way, very underrated. Do you know what Beyblades is at?
Too.
It's on Tubi.
Nah, Beyblade's on Netflix.
We don't care about the new shit. That shit is ass.
No.
So it fell off.
OG Beyblade is on UK Netflix.
Case closed.
OG Beyblade is on UK Netflix.
I'm not in the UK. I can't
VPN that. VPN it.
So you want me to steal?
Well, isn't the world borders from everyone?
Borders don't stop anything from watching.
Everybody who talks about Monster only says great things about it. It's not underrated. It's not rated. Tim's is unheard of as opposed to being underrated. It's supposed to be underrated. It's unheard of.
And that's what makes it the most underrated.
No. It has to be. It has to be rated to be underrated.
It had the most influence. It had the most influence out of all 3 names. And like you said, nobody talks about it. That's the definition of underrated. People talk about Beyblade. It had cultural impact. People talk about Monster, and
people don't talk about Monster. No, people don't talk about Monster. No, people don't talk about Monster.
They call it a masterpiece. That sounds properly rated to me.
All right.
You cut in at the wrong time, Mr. Host.
Closing argument. G, go ahead.
Tubi sponsorship.
Monster is an anime that I said is not spoken about enough. Anyone that says it's critically acclaimed is because it was critically acclaimed when it came out. Years have gone by, people don't talk about it, and when you do mention it to people and say, oh shit, I've never heard of that, and when they do watch it, they're like, oh shit, why don't people talk about it enough? Because it's an actually really good story driven anime.
I bet you that shit got a 90% approval rating. That shit rated high as hell, yeah. Yeah, I'm going with Beyblades. Like I hear what y'all saying, and I can't talk about UK streaming services because I live in America. So I know here in America, the first 3 seasons of Beyblades, the OG Beyblades, not MS when they started adding subgenre titles, that was not looked at or respected as an anime until after when the Renaissance kicked back in and people started rediscovering Beyblades again. Again, you want to watch Beyblades now? It's on Tubi, and not even and it's in Spanish. Please fact check me. Please, I beg you to fact check me. Beyblade V-Force and G Revolution is on Tubi only in Spanish. That's what they think about Beyblades. Underrated. I yield my time.
And Tim.
Look, man, I'm gonna just put it like this: when we talk about underrated, that means it's something that influenced a whole genre that did not properly get its cultural impact, and that was Record of Lodoss War. We can see its influence in everything fantasy from when it even came out. I rest my case. The other two get talked about all the time. Record of Lodoss War doesn't, and it's the most influential. That is the definition of underrated.
All right. Mr. O Hunter Rage. What about them facts?
Well, there are a lot of when he brought up Beyblade, I was like, is he talking about the original one or the entire thing? There are 4 shows. He was right about it airing on ABC Family, which also made me feel entirely too old, and now I want to go to bed. But I would have never thought to see Beyblade and underrated in the same sentence. So I was skeptical at first, and I looked up the other 2. And with Monster, I've heard mostly good things about it. With Record of Lodoss War, because this is like the first time I've ever heard about it, I was like, okay, I have to see what people are saying about this as well. And the general consensus was, if you're into D&D, you'll love it. I was like, okay, that could be really popular now because D&D is just like a household name at this point. And then I looked up Beyblade, and for some reason, particularly, I think it was like Metal Fusion. Every article I've seen about Metal Fusion in particular says heavily underrated. I'm like, I don't understand how this is happening. Apparently,
Argument wise, who do you like argument wise?
I give it to Tim.
Okay. So let me look at my notes.
Respect.
Y'all's a lot. All right.
That was a lot.
I took G out immediately when Matt said it is critically acclaimed. Monster is critically acclaimed. So it was between Matt and Tim for me. The moment he said that, G was just gone. I was like, yeah, all right. Don't gotta listen to him no more. He's done.
Wow. It worked.
But when it came down to the closings. Because, like, again, I know a little bit about Beyblade myself. I have an 8-year-old nephew who loves Beyblade. I always play it with him and everything like that. With the toys and everything like that.
It's the time.
Matt did bring up a couple of good points about it being overrated, and I think he was really talking more about the original series. And I really love the point he brought up about it being it was in that monster catching era where it was like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Beyblade, Digimon. Those were looked at as cartoons during that time. Like I really like that point, but Tim had the strongest argument the entire time, and especially that closing. But what really swayed me is when he brought up the influence thing, and he, referenced the question again about what underrated actually means, and with the influence and everything like that. So, like, Tim will get this point for this round too. But like I said, it was real close with Matt and Tim. I will say that it was real close. I will say, you got knocked out like immediately.
Thanks a lot, Matt.
I'm trying to win, bro.
Thanks a lot.
You know how competitive we get.
So this will probably be the last round, and then we'll move into the speed round, because going off of time and everything like that. So we will go into round 4. And round 4, with the success and popularity of the One Piece live action show, especially with the season 2 had just come out, a lot of people are talking about it. I've been seeing a lot of the press run for it and everything like that. Like the cast have pretty much became a Nakama basically and everything like that. And with that being popular on Netflix, and I know they just announced the live action Samurai Champloo. So I'm going to ask you guys, what anime should get the Netflix live action treatment like One Piece did? And I will start with G.
My answer is Black Lagoon. Black Lagoon is probably the easiest one that I feel like would translate the best to live action. Yeah, and like I said, with things that will go on later on within the arguments.
All right, Tim.
From all the live action series that I see, they're mostly some type of action base in there, and maybe some like high suspense. But that's why I need to go with Violet Evergarden. It would be the easiest, just like Black Lagoon. It would be very easy because it's set in reality. You wouldn't need some crazy CG budget or anything like that. But I feel like you're boxing something out without having an emotional pull by not having something like Violet Evergarden.
All right, Matt.
Yeah, I'm going Psycho-Pass. And reason being is I'm looking at like what live action adaptations are, in my perception, what they're meant to do. It's for those people who might not necessarily be anime fans that are teetering that like this might be like, oh, okay, I don't really want to watch cartoons, but I will watch this. I feel like it's grounded enough that like it's not hokey, but like there's enough like, Blade Runner, cyberpunk stuff that like it can be like aesthetically crazy.
All right, gentlemen, fight it out.
Yeah, that Psycho-Pass will be expensive, bro. They ain't making that. That.
Netflix, bro. what budget? Blank check. Blank check.
Look at how much they've dumbed down One Piece. Come on now. Like, come on now.
That's because they're saving the budget for Psycho-Pass. They're like, let's take some from One Piece.
Listen, they're not gonna splash that money on there. I mean, look, Black Lagoon is probably like I said earlier on in my earlier argument, is Black Lagoon is the easiest. It is, as Tim said as well, is that it is dipped in reality. It is something that has a wider range that would go that would reach a wider range outside of just anime fans, because it's the underworld. Everybody loves a bit of crime underworld. Revy shooting guns, Dutch driving up the lagoon boat, rock and everything. Balalaika, the Triad. Who doesn't love a bit of action like that? Things like that. Even getting David Ayer to write that stuff, because he's always been the type of writes those nitty gritty dark stuff. And like I said, it wouldn't even cost as much. It would not cost as much. It just, as I said, would have a wider reach outside of anime based on the storylines and themes that the actual series actually touches upon.
Like I hear what you're saying, but we get so many action-packed live actions. I think we need something else to bring in a totally different crowd for anime. We're just bringing in people to watch battle series pretty much. I know what Black Lagoon is, and it's a signing. It's a very good story. I've never seen Psycho-Pass, so I can't really speak on that, right? But what I can speak on is we're boxing out a whole demographic of people that don't want to see action. There are people that just want that Notebook type feel, that emotional pull. If they did Violet Evergarden, there's so many scenes that would have people wanting to look up slice of life, coming of age, romance animes that already get overlooked in the anime community itself. It would just bring so much more to the table than a live action Black Lagoon. And I'm guessing Psycho-Pass is like some sci-fi. He said cyberpunkish, so I
Runner with that,
yeah.
Which is why I feel like that's the way to go. Because like with Violet Evergreen, Black Lagoon, I do agree wholeheartedly. They would be amazing live action shows, and that's the problem. It just be a live action show. I can just watch Tokyo Vice or Star, like if I want to watch an underground mob TV show. Like it is such a realistic anime that there's no fantasy element to it. Like it's like with Psycho Pass, it's like it's not crazy enough that it'd be hard to palate. Like the Cowboy Bebop live action wasn't the best because they didn't go crazy enough
Well,
into
I
it.
can't go on ahead. Go on ahead. My bad.
You good. I was gonna, yeah, like so it's like it rides that good wave of where it's steeped in enough reality that it won't go too crazy. You won't have to. I know G, you saying like the CGI budget would be nuts. Like, yeah, there's some crazy like aesthetics in that show, the color palette and everything. But like with that and just that whole process, Minority Report, Psycho Pass is basically Minority Report animated. So like we've seen it. That movie was a smash. Let's rev that shit up. Let's do it. Like versus like again. Both your shows would be amazing TV shows and they would live as amazing TV shows. We talking about live adaptations of anime. I need to keep some of that energy there.
But you still you do get that with Violet Evergarden though, because it has the steampunk type feel to it. It has that like post-war type feel. I mean, she has robotic arms that you can't see, so it will show you that these are more different things that it gives people that it would give people a nostalgia feel that want to go in and see more of besides like a sci-fi anime or an action-packed anime. It would bring people in to be like, yo, maybe I do want to see what this like Apothecary or Flagrant Flower is about, because they see that it's offering something that's more human. That's what Violet Evergarden does. It's more human. We don't get any live actions that show you how to find yourself after loss. Everybody can relate to that, and they'll see that anime offers more than what they see everywhere. People already think anime is nothing but punch, punch, blast, blast. But when you see that it has that human emotional side, there's very few people that don't know how to find, that haven't gone through finding themselves after some type of loss. And that, I think that's a big gateway to get people into a certain demographic of anime. I get what you're saying, Matt, but you also have to look at the wider spectrum of anime, and that it's not just these fantasy worlds that are like set in the future or something completely else. I think this is the perfect blend of that reality and that fantasy to bring them in.
But how likely is somebody who isn't an anime fan? Because let's call a spade. Like not everybody, I will probably say not most bodies are as mature and emotionally intelligent as we are. So it's like if you got one of those, I was about to call them incels. They're not. That's mean. But if you got somebody who's like one of those previous anime haters that might be floating around the peripherals and somebody says something about a live action, I feel like they're easily gonna gear towards like shoot 'em, bang, bang, death, gore, guts, exciting, because it's like, oh, this is the type of toxic shit I'm into anyway. Gateway versus love, maturity, and understanding myself, they're gonna skip it.
Yeah, but that's the type of demographic that we need to bring in, is that more mature side of it, right? Because if somebody already hates anime and they just like the live action, they're just going to find something else that's live action that has that same feel. They're not going to go watch the actual anime.
Don't use my own argument against me.
but if you tell somebody like that loves Violet Evergarden after watching the live action, and they know that it's a live action and there's an animated version of it, they will go look whether it's the source material or for the animated version, and that brings in a demographic that's lacking within the community.
Sure. And I think, look, the other thing as well with Black Lagoon, and I hear what you guys are saying, it is action, boom, boom, boom. But at the end of the day, if there is an existing formula that works, why change it? If it is action that's boom, 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 that people are just gonna watch it and be like, yeah, well, this is how I get into anime, then do it. Cool. I feel like, look, I love you guys both. Matt, your shit getting canceled after the first season because it's too expensive. Tim's one is, I think it's more about your
and it's one and done. My bad. It's one season and done.
yeah, but the thing is, you're asking people to invest in the journey to get to the bit that you're caring and feeling and all. You're asking them to invest in it to get to that point. Black Lagoon is, oh shit's happening. Oh crap. Oh shit, she just blew his head off at the end. Oh fuck, I need to watch that next episode,
Man,
bro. Like
that's
what?
crazy.
Like,
It's almost like Psycho Pass is both of your show's themes combined. That's wild. Whoa.
But-
You
but-
Yeah,
get
but that's not
character
going to
development?
bring in everything.
Why?
Though.
Why?
but the thing is,
And you're not going to sit there and wait for a long time to get invested into something like Violet Evergarden that they could put within 12 the 15 episodes, if we're going to be honest, because it's only like a 20 episode series.
to invest something at early on to
You're
to-
asking for
We're gonna
investment
get it
all
again.
the time, though. That's the type. That's what I'm talking about. Those are the type of
but
people we want to bring
the
into
journey, but
it.
yours in terms of that feeling the loss and getting back, you're asking them to invest in the journey emotionally to feel what they're feeling,
and
to-
then never
to
get the
feel-
show again.
Yeah,
You're feeling it in the first episode. That's not investing in it. It's not my fault. You like, I want to bring in people that don't have the attention span of a goldfish. G. So
So
that's
you
why
give them a
I'm looking for that.
one season show?
The one
No,
season.
but that's
So
going
also
to have
the other
them
thing is,
hunting.
the other
No,
important
that's
thing
going to
is-
have them hunting for more. So they're going to
Nah,
dive
I
into
disagree.
the anime to
The
find
gateway
more.
was
I
round
disagree.
one, brother.
I
We in a
disagree.
different topic.
All right.
I just
All right.
Wait,
All
let me
right.
just say this.
Close.
First. Can I just say that the reason why I disagree, the reason why I disagree, I invested emotions in Cyberpunk Edge Runner and got to the end and they did my man David and I was so upset and I fucking hated that series that I never wanted to invest emotions
It's
ever
coming
again.
back. Ain't it coming back?
Okay, that's your closing, G. Matt, closing.
Nah. G made my argument for me. He gave all the best parts of Black Lagoon and all the best parts of Violet Evergreen. And if you take all the best parts, that's literally Psycho Pass. You get shoot 'em up, bang bang, there goes your head, and you also get character development. Enemies become friends, friends become enemies, but we're all richer for the journey. I yield my time.
And damn.
Look, we're already saturated with live actions, right? So we need to bring in something more to bring, like it's low hanging fruit to just find bang bang shoot 'em ups. We need to bring in people that want to have that journey, that want that storytelling, that want to have that emotional connection. And Violet Evergarden is the perfect thing because it's so relatable for everybody. Well, 95% of people.
Oh, Hunter Rage. Give me the facts.
Well, I made sure none of these had live action adaptations first, so you guys are good. Which is honestly, of the three, I'm most shocked that there's not a Psycho Pass live action.
That would have been
adaptation.
embarrassing.
I'm most shocked that there's not one of those because that one feels like it would have been the first to get a
I
live action
agree.
of these three.
I win.
Strangely, because I totally get where Tim is coming from. I get where every one of you is coming from. I get where Tim is coming from the most because I'm like, I too would love to just watch something that makes my heart wrench, and I don't have to wait for somebody to get, their head blown off. But also, I love watching people get their heads blown off. And
So you want to do both.
for a show to be able to do both of those things, I think it is important to have a balance in these things because Violet Evergarden, as it sounds like a series that somebody, if you were to recommend this series to somebody, you'd be like, you should watch this show, especially if they're like a fan of like K-drama type of thing, something that makes you feel all the time. They'll be like, you should watch this. But then they always give you the asterisk. They're like, but you're only going to want to watch it once because it's probably going to hurt, or you're going to feel so good about it that you're just not going to want to pick it up. The other two, I feel like, have rewatchability to them. And that's where I'm stuck.
Okay, so you don't have a pick.
I do not. Good job,
Okay.
guys.
All right, so I will jump in here. Tam, I really love the passion. I really do, and I do like how your argument was like trying to change the community or change the thing and everything like that. However, the other two, like, it is what anime should get a Netflix live action, and the other two pretty much said it where they spun it as if I was the guy you were trying to spin your take to. They and G said it. What works don't what's not broke don't fix it. Type thing. I like I said, I would 100%. You speaking to the choir when you talking about live slice of life stuff. However, there is a 100 Rage brought it up. There is a drama that is very similar to Violet Evergarden. It does have some action and stuff in there because I know Violet Evergarden does have a couple of things in there. It's called Tomorrow, but it is a very heavy. It's about emotional and everything like that, and it's based off a webtoon. So Tomorrow is like right up there in the alley. Matt, I really wanted Matt to talk about Psycho-Pass, especially about the crime element, because it's more of a crime thriller, and it's not just their boom boom boom, because there is a lot of slice of life things in there and everything like that. I was really
already reported.
I really wanted him to bring up, like, yeah, man, it's not just, it's a crime drama at the end of the day. And but with G too, I mean, G brought up a couple of things here and there, but like I really like how you just knocked y'all out. I was like, that's expensive. That's getting canceled. I mean, I really like that G had brought that in and everything like that. So this was a very hard, and this was probably the hardest one. I have to drop Tim only because, like, I know his argument was so fucking passionate. I really love that. I really do. If I had all the money, you would have got it right then and there. However, thinking about a studio head, as a studio head, the other two had better arguments. I have to drop Tim for that. And with that being said, even though I really do like G coming in, because again, G was he hit his politician on y'all real quick. So like he was sounding real good, but you wasn't really giving me a lot about Black Lagoon and everything, like why this would actually thing. And I also wanted to hear you guys like give me like who would play these characters or whatnot. Like only person really brought up like episode count was Tim, but at the end of the day, the stronger argument was, I would have to give the point to Matt, the stronger argument in there. But G, you were there, you were right there, man. You just had to push it up just a bit, but like it was close. Like I never wrote this many notes before on this one. Like this was good. So G, I'ma still need you here.
I'm logging off. I'm rage quitting.
So we will
power cord out.
We be going into the speed round. So it'll be the first person to 5. They are tied. Matt has 2 points and Tim has 2 points. So how the speed round is going to work is you both will get 15 seconds as an opening, 15 seconds as your opening, whatever you want to say, and then you both will have 20-second rebuttals. I'm gonna need my homeboy over here, 100 Rage, to keep the time for that. The moment he says time is done, you be quiet. It's done. No, whatever you say after that effect does not count. Second, whoever says whatever answer first or whoever talks first is the one going first.
Okay.
And time starts the moment you start talking. So, with that being said, let's go into the speed round.
Damn, Tim sat up, bro. Stop playing. Hold on.
Going into the speed round with question 1. With the anime awards, like we had talked about, what anime character would be the best host for the anime awards?
Awesome, Mike. My hero. Come on. Easy. Tim talking about the great gateway.
You said All Might. All Might is your
no. Awesome Mike. Mike.
Mike. The awesome Mike. Okay, awesome. Mike.
Yeah, like he's literally, that's his quirk, bro. Like he's a host. He's awesome, a master of ceremonies.
All right, Tim.
Nice from 2B Hero X would be the ultimate host because
Okay,
he has
nice.
the power to. Give
No.
everybody-
I just need I need your answers first, and then then you start your 15 seconds. You just start your. I need your
Okay,
answers first,
okay.
then you start your
All right,
15
got
seconds.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Got you.
Nice from 2B Hero, Tim, and then awesome Mike from Matt from My Hero.
Yes, sir. Ski.
All right, Matt said first, so you will be going first. 15 seconds on the clock, sir.
Yeah,
And go
no.
ahead.
And my man's literally the master of ceremonies for UA. Every event, every concert, every session, every training, every announcement. Like it's part of his vocal voice. And he's a character. He's charismatic. He has all the fun, and he would make us have all the fun.
Time.
All right, Tim. 15 seconds.
Nice is the ultimate host. He can bring people in. He's naturally charismatic. You know, they have the counter as it's higher, the more that they can influence people. So he could get the people amped up however he wants to because they're already on his nuts.
All right, now 20-second rebuttal, Mr. Matt.
Nice ain't even the top character in his own show. Like X is like he's not even 2B Hero X. It's not 2B Hero Nice. He ain't even the big main event in his own show. I yield my time.
Oh well, okay, all right. How much time is left? There,
There was
Hunter?
like 6 seconds left.
6 seconds. Oh, okay.
Well,
all right.
give it to KO Twin Times.
All
man.
right.
Give it to him.
All right, Tim. 20-second rebuttal.
26
Look,
seconds. 26.
Awesome Mike sits there and he's only doing it for high schoolers. He's not doing it for the whole world or a whole country like Nice is doing it. Only entertaining children is not it. I yield.
How much time we got? Can I take his yield?
All right. G. Based off the arguments. Who had the better argument?
What is the worst? This is the worst possible position for G to be.
I know, right? This is the worst position ever, right?
He said, I have stress dreams about
Like I
shit
mean,
like this."
I know one of them, and like, I feel like I'll be doing Tim a disservice by giving an answer when I don't know the other one. For me to actually give a fair answer, to be honest.
I mean, you're basing off the arguments. If they didn't,
Based on the
explain
arguments,
I'm
no.
saying
Based
off
on the arguments,
man.
okay, sorry. Based on
Not
the
what you know.
arguments, sorry. Based on the arguments, I would give it to Matt. Yeah, because like I said, his person be, yeah. I see where he was going with his
All right.
argument.
Oh, Hunter
Like I
Rage.
said, it's unfair for me to be in this position.
Oh, Hunter Rage. Based off the arguments.
They both had good points, and then I remembered that Matt really just said that Awesome Mike is literally built for this kind of thing. So why wouldn't it be him?
So you're going with Matt?
I'm going with Matt.
Okay. Well, I don't have to say anything then. I was gonna go with Tim. He had the better argument. So
Close
Matt
one.
gets the point. All right. Question 2. As the host is a Super Sentai and Kamen Rider fan, what shonen main character would make a good Red Ranger? What shonen main character would make a good Red Ranger?
You know what? I'm going Yamcha.
Yamcha.
I'm going
Nice.
Yamcha Dragon Ball Z. I'm going Yamcha Dragon Ball Z.
I said main character. Yamcha's not a main character.
I thought you said who would make him a red. Oh, it had to be a main. On my
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
my bad.
Shonen main character.
All right,
Yamcha
never mind.
is
Take
not
that
a main
answer
character.
back. Thinking again. Like, damn.
I'm gonna say Naruto.
All right. Tim,
I'll go Ichigo.
Naruto.
Ichigo Kurosaki. We'll give it to him.
And Matt Ichigo. All right. Tim, you talked first, so 15 seconds on the clock. Go ahead.
If I'm not mistaken, the Red Ranger is the leader. Naruto leads a whole country, and he does it pretty good. It's been a time of peace under his ruling. I mean, what else do you got to say? When you have a leader that's strong, you have peace. That's all he needs.
All right, Matt, 15 seconds.
Ichigo Kurisaki leads his family and takes care of his kids, but he is a skilled swordsman already, also the leader of his gang, Red Ranger personified, to go with his red hair. Maybe it's already here. We here. He's already garbed up. Let's get it.
Time, yeah.
All right. Tim, 20-second rebuttal.
You know, he's talking about swords and all this other stuff. Naruto is literally the master of hand-to-hand combat, and we all know that Power Rangers always comes down to hand-to-hand combat. Naruto for the win. I don't care about Ichigo.
Naruto don't even know what it's like to fight with a helmet on, bro. When your perception is boxed in, it's a totally different game. Ichigo already know what it's like to put the mask on, bro. He let that shit slip already. And what? He got red streaks on it. My man is already blooded in to be a ranger, bro. Stop playing with my guy. I yield my time.
G. Based off their arguments, who'd you like there, G?
Tim, I think. Yeah, Tim.
All
Tim.
right.
I think this one is Tim.
Oh, 100 Rage.
Based off the argument,
Yes, based off their argument.
I would have to go with Tim.
Damn, are we tied? It's again.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I was gonna go with Matt because he had the better argument. He stayed with the theme, but even though he said Ichigo's hair color wrong is orange, not red.
Orange hair don't exist in the real world.
But when he brought up the helmet thing, and
I saw your face. I saw your face.
I was like, yo. But I will have to give it to Tim too at the end when he called him Ichigo. Yo, I want to go off just straight off of that.
Naruto was a great answer. I knew I was trying to dig myself out of a hole with that one, bro.
Hey, that's what I was doing with Nice.
All right. Question 3. We're still tied. It's still anybody ball game. Question 3. Question 3. What do you consider to be a perfect anime?
Damn.
Violet Evergarden.
Tim, Violet Evergarden.
Cowboy Bebop.
And Matt, Cowboy Bebop. All right, Tim spoke first. 15 seconds on the clock.
Oh, I'm going now. Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Violet Evergarden gives you literally everything. It gives you emotion. It does have some action to it. It gives you world building. It gives you connection to characters, and it's straight to the point, and it will leave you wanting more.
Time.
All right, Matt.
Cowboy Bebop, not only does it has everything, it's for everyone. It's not just geared towards anime fans. Casual and non-existent anime fans can pick it up and fall in love and get introduced to the genre because it is the perfect gateway anime. Extra points for the call back to round 1. You're welcome.
Teachers pets.
That time.
That was time, yeah.
Okay. All right. Tim, 20-second rebuttal.
My problem with Cowboy Bebop is that it's kind of all over the place until near the end of the series when it starts getting its bearing and you realize that there's an overarching story going on. You don't get that with Violet Evergarden at all. You know what the story is. You know what you're getting. You don't know that with Cowboy Bebop. Time.
Oh, yeah. He yielded his time.
All right, Matt, 20-second rebuttal.
Yeah, if we're going off of what we classify as perfection, we have Cowboy Bebop, one of the greatest animes of all time, or Violet Evergarden, which Tim said himself was underrated. So publicly lauded anime, never heard of it. Which one's perfect? I yield my time. Extra points for the call back to round 4.
All right. Oh, Hunter Rage, I'll go to you first.
Tim.
Tim?
Yeah.
G.
Matt.
Let's fucking go.
Oh,
Are we tied again?
He's doing it for the tension.
Now,
no,
I am the tiebreaker. I am the tiebreaker.
There's no.
I mean, you guys could have went in a little bit more detail about why y'all picked who, but at the end of the day, with the argument, I felt Tim's passion. Again, I love that man's passion. That's why he's my favorite ball man ever.
Great passion. Great passion.
But Matt did bring back a lot of things, and then that closing argument at the end with an underrated anime. I really wanted Tim to say something about it was like it wasn't that shouldn't be a gateway or knock out the gateway comment he had made, but I mean,
Bro,
his
he lied about
closing-
me saying it's underrated. I never said that. I said Record of Lodoss War was
It was
underrated.
bored,
So
yeah.
he's lying right there. So I don't know why you giving him points for lies.
but I will have to give Matt the point. So Matt is at
For
game
fake
point.
news. That's crazy for fake news.
Matt
How
is
far
at
we
game
fallen?
point. Game point is at Matt. Tim, you got 3. You still can come back and win. Question 4. Now you would have to pick a character. The question, I will say 2 characters. You first person who say whatever character name will argue for that character. The other person will get the other character. Okay.
wait, say it one more time.
So I will say the question is which character is better. I will say 2 characters. The first person to say whatever after I say them, whatever character I said, first person to say that person has that character.
Gotcha.
The other person will have the other character. Which character is better? Goku or Saitama?
Goku.
Damn it.
Tim has Goku. That means Matt
That is
will
such a
have to
setup.
argue for Saitama. Tim spoke first, so 15 seconds on the clock.
Goku is the better character because we see his whole story, we see his development, and he pulls off probably the greatest prophecy story in anime. We see how he trains people, we see how he constantly increases and changes people. He touches people's hearts.
Time. All right. Matt, 15 seconds.
I'm gonna base this off of who Goku would think would be better. So Goku lauds the competition. He wants to fight. He wants to smoke. He wants to go against the best fighters in all the world. Who fights better than man who ends fights in one punch? Goku would say, "Give me that man. Beam him down. I want that
Time.
competition."
All right. Tim, 20-second rebuttal.
See, when we're talking about better characters, we ain't talking about just strength. We're talking about all around character development. Saitama does not have that. He is stale like an egg, like his head, and that's all it is. Just because Goku would want to fight him doesn't mean he's the better character.
You ain't never got tired of eating eggs a day in your life. Don't you lie to me, Tim. Eggs never get old.
Okay. Matt, 20-second rebuttal.
Yeah, no, y'all know how I feel about Goku. Like, if we're just going off of altruism, you know, like One Punch Man is somebody who cares about all. Goku don't even care about his own kids. So this is somebody that I want saving the world? Somebody that abandons his children? No, One Punch Man, lover of all. The babies, the adults, the moms, and the dads. I yield my time.
I really do love his I yield my time.
It makes my job easier when he says
All right, G.
Tim.
Ohan Rage.
Matt.
Matt. Okay, well, this was easy. It was Tim because Tim stayed on topic for one.
I fucking hate
and
One
then
Punch Man, bro.
And he destroyed that man on Saitama. He was talking about the
He's
character.
trash, bro.
He
You gonna
was
fucking
talking
give
about
me
the
one? You
character.
gonna give me One Punch Man, bro? I fucking hate One Punch
See,
Man.
look, I'll tell you this. The reason Matt got me is because originally I was like, yeah, this feels like not a fair fight. But the moment Matt was like, yeah, but who would Goku say in this?
Yeah, he did give me I'm not gonna lie. He had me at the start. I'm not gonna lie. He had me in the beginning. Yeah. He
Because
did have me
Goku
on
would
that.
immediately be like, yeah, I like that dude.
Give
I
me
want
him.
to fight him. And
But Tim's rebuttal just destroyed
Bro,
that.
One
Like
Punch Man
Tim's
is
rebuttal.
trash,
destroyed
bro.
Yeah,
I
it's like
hated
what
that
he
one
said. His
bit.
head is like
This is
stale
game
eggs.
point for both of y'all. This is game
Oh, shit, we
point.
still going. Oh shit!
It's game point. This is the last one. Last question. This is for bragging rights. Who's the better?
Oh shit!
All right. Last question. It will be: what anime has ascended past the source material?
Could we define that question?
Look, so like source material meaning like if the anime was adapted from a manga, a light novel, a video game, what anime has ascended past that? Like the anime is the thing people look to instead of the manga, the video game.
Okay.
Source. That's what we mean by the source material.
I got you. We locked in. Damn.
Not gonna lie, I'm happy I'm not in the speed round.
Fuck.
One Piece.
All right, Tim.
Oh, Digimon. Come on.
Oh, Matt.
Come on.
has
Come on.
Digimon. All right. Tim spoke first. So 15 seconds on the clock.
So while we're talking about ascended past the source material, more people watch the One Piece anime, and it does objectively make it better from certain scenes that need to be skipped over or sped up throughout the manga. But more people actually have gotten into anime through One Piece during the pandemic.
All right. Matt, 15 seconds.
Yeah, we don't even talk about Tamagotchis anymore, and that's because of Digimon. Like the anime literally took over a pre-existing children's toy and now has totally circumvented that whole IP.
Well,
time.
I yield my time.
Tim, 20 seconds.
He didn't even talk about the source material at all or ascending the source material. He just talked about an acquisition of a previous IP. He didn't even stay on the topic at all, and I think that says more than anything I could say.
If we're docking points for lies, Digimon was legit inspired by Tamagotchi and became bigger than Tamagotchi to the point that we don't talk about that anymore. Like Pocket Monsters, The Walking, like those Digivices are in high demand right now. Ain't nobody checking for Tamagotchi. No, and you've never met anybody that said, "Oh, I read the Digimon manga." No one says that. We all watched the anime.
Source materials.
So okay, I will fact check on this. He is correct, Tim. The Tamagotchi is the source material
Thank you.
for, in this instance, for Digimon. It is the source material. So he did stay on topic. But that's neither here nor there. G.
Can we go to Old Hunter first? Like I just
Okay.
Why
I've been
me?
going first the
Oh,
whole time.
Hunter.
Like,
I hate this.
it's a tough one. It's a really tough one. That's why I don't want to go first.
Based off the argument.
Matt.
Why? Why Matt?
Cause because I didn't know the Tamagotchi thing. I didn't know that. That's crazy. And now I completely understand why I don't see Tamagotchis anymore. But also Tim didn't say anything about One Piece in the rebuttal. Matt talked about Digimon in his rebuttal, and Tim talked about why Digimon shouldn't be the thing. So really the conversation just turned to Digimon. And I feel like that won Matt his point.
Okay. Well, that's the point of the rebuttal, but okay, I understand. Okay, all right. G.
I mean, I was, yeah, like I said, I was. You put me in a tough spot, because I record with these two. So you put me in a tough
Based
spot.
off the
I know,
argument.
because they were both strong. But I feel like, I think in this case, I think I just like, I just God, I resonated a bit more with Tim. So that's it. Sorry, that's it.
okay. All right.
That's
G.
it. That's it.
All right. So tiebreaker comes down to me.
Oh shit.
And even if it didn't come down to me, I was probably gonna veto both of y'all, depending on if y'all picked Matt, because Tim had the better argument in that one. So like I'm giving the point to Tim, but I do like the fact that Matt came up with like the Tamagotchi thing. I mean, not a lot of people know about that. So like I do like that, and his rebuttal was okay, but like I mean, at the same time, like the stronger argument, especially the opening, was Tim. So give
KO twin times 10.
give it to
I
Tim,
do-
and Tim win.
I ain't gonna lie, my heart was beating through my chest throughout that whole thing. After you got the 4th point, I had lost all count. I was like, "Damn, Matt just won. I can't."
No, I thought that was it too.
Yeah. And
Like,
then we kept going, and I was like, "Nah, I can't let somebody come on our turf and just win like that, man. I can't do that." But one thing I do want to, because I'm over here looking. Are you just comparing that Digimon started off like a Tamagotchi?
Well, Digimon was supposed to be the masculine alternative to
The-
Tamagotchi.
yeah, to the Tamagotchi. Yeah, because
But-
Tamagotchi was
Tamagotchi came
the
first.
girl.
and
Yeah,
they
the
made
girl
Digimon
was more
to-
for a girl. Yeah, yeah.
to
Well, because
counteract
I did know there was the link to Tamagotchi, and that's why like all of them have like Mon or something like that attached
Yes.
to them,
Yep.
or something like that. I guess, but they weren't made by the same people, were they?
No,
Yeah,
it's not made by the same.
So we're just
people.
using Tamagotchi as
but
like
Tamagotchi
as an umbrella term.
yeah, it's just like how I would say, Pokemon started as bug collecting. Buddy, the dude who created Pokemon, thought about Pokemon because he used to collect bugs when he was a kid. So that would be the source, basically the source material of Pokemon, the origin of Pokemon. The Tamagotchi, that's where I would make that as that's the source or the origin of Digimon.
Also, for correction, Bandai did do both Tamagotchi and Digimon. That's why.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
They do own Digimon, but the concept of Digimon,
Came
the
up.
concept of Digimon, that's what I'm really getting at.
Yes.
Anyway, Tim, you won. Good job.
Congratulations, my boy. Congrats, my boy.
That was a good debate
No,
all
that
the way
was fire.
around.
I ain't
That
gonna
was
lie,
real
G, you really came through with some. I know you like to say you're not a good debater, man, but you might be a masturbator, man. I ain't gonna hold you. You might
That's why.
good. Okay, I take back everything. Tim does not win.
That should be docking the point. Man. Dock a point. Matt wins by technicality.
For real, like you. I don't know why you like downplay yourself, G, because you really do
Look,
be
big
coming
G,
through with-
never the little, bro. Big
Yeah,
G,
like,
never the little.
You really
bro.
do be coming through with a lot, and as always, Matt, you always give me a run where I have to combat your propaganda role, man.
Iron sharpens irons. I know when I'm getting on camera with y'all, I gotta come correct, bro.
All right.
I still haven't forgiven you about our first meeting, man. That's why I still gotta go hard. Like
I don't know. Does shit know about that one?
I'm trying to
I'll
end
send
the
him a
live,
clip.
man. What are you talking about?
we just vibing there. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, knuckle, please. That's what I was thinking.
Again,
Pause as well. You know?
people. If y'all want to see more from anime fights with that presented by the Anime Association, please say something in the comments below. Give this video a bunch of likes, give it a hype and all that other YouTube stuff. Please, if you guys want this to continue, and even you, random commenter, maybe you could get on an anime fight to duke it out with one of the Anime Association members. Who knows? But like, please, if you do like this, please let it be known. Say it, shout it with your chest. I have been Shin the Hero. This has been the Anime Association, and we will catch y'all in the next one.
Toodaloo.